though we call it many worlds interpretation, it's kind of a misnomer. It's just one world, but it's a world that's incredibly complicated that contains many possibilities simultaneously.
Well, I've heard some physicists even explain it as there are multiple universes that are connected. We just don't have access to them directly, or maybe we do. I guess we would, just we're not aware of it. But
under ordinary circumstances, it's very unlikely that you would be able to interact with this rest of the universe. And it's not like, oh, we just need to build a better experiment. It's probably unreachable in that sense. So you can think of the universe as having many, many pieces to it, but some of the pieces are completely disconnected from anything you and I will experience. And in most of them, I don't exist and you don't exist.
Right.
Things like that.
Most of them, life doesn't exist. But also, there will be an infinite number of universes where everything's the same. There's every possible variation of the configuration of particles. And there's even an idea that electrons jump in and out of other universes. They move through other. I know in quantum computing, that's what they're. A lot of experts are saying that the electrons within the qubits are moving in and out of other universes or other dimensions.
Well, it's all a matter of how you describe it. You could, in one sense, say, "Oh, these other universes are completely disconnected." But people who believe in the many worlds interpretation, like me, would say, no, actually, very often we do have the examples of this. The simplest example of this is the two-slit experiment, which I could have brought a tabletop demo with me, where you put a light through a pair of slits, and you can show evidence that, in fact, each of the photons goes through both slits.
Yeah, and you can see the wave function.
So you can think of it as there's one universe where it goes through one slit, one universe where it goes through the other slit, but they're getting combined in a way that's only possible if those two universes interact, or the technical term is interfere with each other. And so many worlds people like me would say that's decisive evidence that many worlds is correct.
Yeah, and also there's the many worlds theory argument with measurement is that if you measure the position of the electron or the spin of the electron, and you predict that it'll be up, and it's not, or it's not there, then it is there. It's just not there in this universe.
Well, whenever I measure it, let's say I have an electron that's in a superposition. That means a combination of both up and down, which is certainly possible, and we see strong evidence for that. That when I perform that measurement, what happens is I get in a superposition as well. So what happens is there's sort of two pieces to the universe, and one of which the electron is spin up, and I know that, and the other one is where the electron is spin down, and I know that it's spin down, and both of them exist. Both of them are equally valid. And were I to make some important choice based on this this spin of the electron, it would then affect the rest of my life, and the rest of my life would be affected by this apparently quantum random thing, and both universes exist. I do remember reading a short comment by someone who was dating a particle physicist, and his girlfriend, apparently, whenever there was a significant event at the particle collider, she would call and say, "Sorry, I got to cancel our date tonight." And his thought was, quantum mechanics is affecting my life in a rather significant way, because it determines whether I get to go out on a date tonight or not.
Yeah.
So, and if you think about it, you probably come across butterfly effect or things like this. Small things probably in the end do have large influences.
Sure, yeah.
Butterfly effect usually refers to the idea that the weather is chaotic. And so the flap of a butterfly wing today can determine whether there is or isn't a hurricane a week from now. And so almost certainly quantum effects ultimately affect large scale life in a complicated way that's hard to predict.